With such a big variety of Star Wars content, you might feel overwhelmed by the variety of vehicles, droids, clones, and even stormtroopers that appear throughout the lifespan of the Empire. Here's a quick recap of the most common stormtrooper variants. Starting with the classic, iconic Imperial Stormtrooper. Their iconic white armor is used to inspire fear into the masses. They were considered elite shock troopers, at least by civilians and not by the Star Wars fanbase, and were known to be obedient and zealous soldiers. After Project Warmantle, in which the newly formed Empire replaced clones with conscripted soldiers, the Stormtroopers became the most common infantry soldiers. Their standard issue weapon was the E-11 medium blaster rifle. Different Stormtrooper variants were created because of the high variety of environments and complexity of some missions. The Snowtroopers, for example, were the elite Stormtroopers of the Galactic Empire that were trained and equipped to operate in extreme cold weather conditions. Descendants of the Clone Cold Assault Troopers who fought in the Clone Wars, Snowtrooper armor was well insulated to protect against extreme cold, with a suit and heated breather mask powered by a battery pack that could last up to 2 standard weeks. In contrast, Desert Stormtroopers or Sandtroopers were specialized Stormtroopers who were trained and equipped for desert operations. Patrol Troopers were a specialized variant of the Galactic Empire's Stormtroopers, acting as a rapid response policing force within urban environments. As the Empire reinforced its hold on planets across the galaxy, local defense forces were being supplemented and eventually completely replaced by Stormtroopers. In addition, the Patrol Troopers received real-time traffic data, construction, and other potential obstacles from their headquarters via an in-helmet connection, allowing them to easily navigate various congested city environments. Patrol Stormtroopers were armed with EC-17 holdout blasters and rode the CPH Patrol Speeder Bike. Coastal Defender Stormtroopers, more commonly known as Shore Troopers, were trained and equipped for combat in tropical environments. Many Coastal Defender Stormtroopers were stationed at the top-secret Imperial security complex on the tropical planet Scarif, where they patrolled the beaches and bunkers of the facility. Although their armor had more capabilities than the standard Stormtrooper armor, it proved no stronger, as shown in Rogue One. Shore Troopers also used different armor loadouts or weapon configurations based on the conditions of where they were stationed or served. An uncommon variant of the Stormtrooper were the Lava Troopers. They wore an iconic black and red armor and were mainly stationed around Fortress Vader. Protected by extensively cooled, heat-shielded Stormtrooper armor and armed with E-11 blaster rifles, Lava Troopers repelled attacks on the castle by native Mustafarians, and they also defended the fortress against the Knights of Ren during their heist on Vader's castle. Another type of Stormtroopers used on Mustafar were the Magma Troopers, who were utilized by the Galactic Empire to crush revolts on volcanic mining worlds such as Sulas, Mustafar, and Shu-Torun. Incinerator Troopers were cloned pyromaniac soldiers that specialized in the use of flamethrowers. They were often used to burn out entrenched enemy positions or commit acts of genocide under their commanders. They had red markings similar to that of Palpatine's Coruscant Guard. Incinerator Stormtroopers were sent on missions where an example needed to be made. They would march into settlements and burn them to the ground, leaving nothing standing. They did not hesitate to ignite civilian bystanders as well. The Artillery Stormtrooper, also known as the Mortar Stormtrooper, was a Stormtrooper variant within the Galactic Empire's military, which were skilled with indirect fire weapons. They launched explosives of different types at a high angle to fall at precisely calculated coordinates from cover. The Imperial Shock Troopers were elite Stormtroopers who served in the Coruscant Guard of the Galactic Empire. Noted for their distinctive red and white clone trooper armor, they supplemented the Senate Guard as bodyguards for galactic senators and governors. In addition to protecting the government facilities and officials of the Galactic Senate, Shock Troopers specialized in guarding prisons, maintaining civil order as anti-riot police officers, and escorting diplomats for off-world assignments. The Death Troopers were another elite variant of Stormtroopers specializing in stealth, espionage, and lethality. Operating under the Death Trooper Division, they acted as a protective detail for significant Imperial officers and members of the Tarkin Initiative, as well as Special Assignment Commandos for Imperial Intelligence. They wore black suits of body armor and specialized helmets with vocal scramblers, micromotion sensors, and heads-up displays with data on enemy and friendly positions on the battlefield. Death Troopers were trained in unarmed combat, heavy weapons, demolitions, improvised weaponry, guerrilla warfare, and marksmanship. Experts at covering their tracks, Death Troopers left little to no evidence of their missions. Shadow Troopers were elite, and as the Death Troopers also highly trained Stormtroopers that served the Galactic Empire during the Galactic Civil War. Based on the Republic's cloned Shadow Troopers, the Imperial Trooper successors were fanatically loyal to the Empire. Shadow Troopers wore distinguishing black suits of experimental armor coupled with a portable cloaking device, rendering them almost completely invisible and highly suited for stealth missions. Generally speaking, these are a big majority of all Stormtrooper variants. Of course, there are many more to talk about, but these seem to be the ones every true Star Wars fan should know. Thanks for watching. Please consider subscribing. I post weekly Star Wars videos and daily shorts.